a tragic accident. Like tragic accidents just happen all the time in Carroll County. I'm just saying. It's a very, very unlucky place to live. They dropped the charges because it was accidental. You don't accidentally run over somebody and back up and try to do it again. Jeez. Let's start from the beginning as investigative reporters, right? So you would ask the questions who, what, where, when, and why. Should be easy, right? Of course it is. Yes, I know, you're innocent until proven guilty, but what good does that do you if you are not alive? Oh, hello, my silky friends. Boy, it feels like it's been a long time since I've done a live on my channel. I've been on CJ's a bunch of times, and I really enjoy it. It's great. So if you haven't caught any of those, you're interested in Idaho or some of the other things that we might talk about, um, check it out. Hi, Watha. How you doing? Went from 50 yesterday to snow. Oh my gosh, 5 inches of snow. Are you kidding me? See, it was really nice yesterday. Like it was in the 60s, like low 60s, but 60s yesterday and today. I just worn a t-shirt and jeans going out everywhere. And geez almighty. And then it's going down into the 30s, I think, tonight. And our high tomorrow is only like 41, 42, and I've got to work. I'm going to be in that cold jail all weekend. And then it's going to be 26 tomorrow. I'm not feeling it. Okay? I was ready. All my little crocuses have bloomed or in the process of blooming, so I'll have to put a picture up there. Hey, Sherry Faye, how you doing? So, is it yeah. Now, this one, hi, Aquarius Yaya. Hello. Yeah, I have really missed y'all. And I have, hi, Wi-Fi. I am not used to this cold. No. But it's got cold, like in early February, no, January. It was in the single digits. I don't do that. Look, I was going to show you. My son, I don't know if you can see this. It's really pretty. It says Alabama. Oh, I'm about to spill it on me. He bought me a new coffee cup from Buc-ee's. It's got like a marble. It's not coffee stains. Looks kind of weird on here. Anyway, so I'm enjoying my big fat coffee cup, which I'm sure he paid way too much for. But that was really sweet of him. Gosh. Hey, Just Deb, how you doing? I really have missed talking to y'all. I'm kind of in a dilemma, just to let you know, because I don't seem to get new subscribers doing lives. I get them doing videos. So I kind of went back. Plus that, I've been sick a lot for the past month. So there's that. And I really it's like I look like something the cat drug in. But yeah. Okay, tonight. Oh my gosh. I'm working on so much stuff. Like I've got so many videos that I want to do, and I've got like pieces of all kind of stuff. And so I'm going to go I don't know. I'll be honest with you. If we will get through everything tonight, if we breeze right through, we might. Hold on to your pants because I've learned something. I think it probably is new to most people, but if you've been digging around on the web on different subjects, there's a good chance that you might know what I'm talking about, but If you don't, I'm going to be bringing you some information. I had no idea. I knew what they were, but I had no idea it had, or potentially, I mean, it looks like it to me, had anything to do with Delphi. So, oh my gosh. I got a lot of stuff to go through, and I know it's a Friday night, y'all. If you're busy, it's the end of the work week for most people, and I know you're probably going out to dinner, chilling, whatever, and that's fine. If replay crew, um, I appreciate y'all so much. Love to hear from you. Give me a comment. But yeah, because there's so much stuff to talk about, and I want to hear what you have to say. If you haven't hit that like button, please do it. I don't usually ask because I forget, but it does help push out stuff. And I think I put on my community page today. I've had several people in the last week or two that have said they are just mysteriously unsubscribed. And that happens to me a lot, a lot, a lot. And then, I mean, and I know, like, some people unsubscribe because they don't like me anymore. That's fine. Uh, that's whatever. But if you, but just check, because if you want to be subscribed, they unsubscribe. I can't talk tonight. They unsubscribed me from myself, from my private channel that I've had for like years and years. I wasn't even subscribed to myself. So there you go. It happens. All right, we're about to get into this. Hello, Raggedy Susan. Good to see you. Y'all just have no idea. I really miss you. I really, really do. I know y'all think I don't, but I do. It's just like, yeah, there's so much. There's so much going on behind the scenes. I just, like, you know what? You control you I don't want to be trolled when I'm trying to talk seriously. Now, if I'm doing a cut up show and somebody wants to troll me, that's fine. I don't care. I don't want to get all mad. Nobody, nothing. Hello. Good to see you too. All right. I am going to go to this first thing. Wait, no. That is not the one I want. Let me see. That is something that questions that need answers. That is something that I hope that we can get to tonight. There's a lot of discussion in there, though. I'll just tell you, there's a lot. So if we don't get to that, I'll do it on another day. I'm definitely going to put it in a video. Let me see. We're going to do dumb talk. All right. I've got some spicy stuff that I found in and around the internet. Let me hide this one real quick. Some of it, okay, let me just tell you, some of this is from comments from my channel, private messages, whatever, and some of it is from other channels. But we're going to start out talking about Delphi. We're going to kind of cross back and forth a little bit tonight between Delphi and Flora. Mostly Delphi, though. Okay, this is from Eye of Apophis. I love Eye. I'm sorry if you don't, but I do, and, whatever. What you going to do about it? So, hello, Shane Constantine. Hello, hello. Yeah. Hello, Hoosier. Good to see you too. Yeah, it's a shame I can't do a live without getting trolled. Yeah. Whatever. Snowy, Indiana. Yeah, so it is snowing there. Okay, I thought it was. I was watching a live on I watch this weather live. So yeah, y'all be careful out there. Seriously, be careful and stay warm, y'all. Okay, but this was from Eye of Apophis, and we're actually talking about another video, which I am going to bring up, but not tonight. This is really interesting. But it's talking about a lunar eclipse, and this goes back into Odinism, into a lot of very technical stuff. I just included this on here because I want you to keep this date, February 11th, 2 days before. keep that in your head, okay? Just make a mental note that there was a lunar eclipse that day. It is very, very important. You know, I'm a speaking of I had someone else tell me that. I watched what I thought was I's latest video, but I didn't see some of the things that people have been talking about. I'm like, why don't I see this on the video list? I had another one come up, so I don't know. But when we get to some of this stuff, you can tell me, because I was told this was in I's video. I don't know. All right. I thought this was interesting. Just a FYI, not a person, but one of Delphi's current or former canines is or was named Odin. Can anybody vet that for me? Is that true? I know there's been a couple of canines. I'm not sure. This is like, interesting. Who would name their canine Odin? I'm gonna look at your I'm watching your comments. But if anybody knows for sure, let me know. I thought that was interesting. Well, it definitely shows me that the police were very much aware of the presence of Odinist. And let me clarify something once and for all. I mean, I know I did a video on it. When I say Odinists, I'm not really talking about traditional Odinists at all. I am talking about the Vinlander slash Odinist, the supremacy ones, those kind. Very tangled up in Odinism. I've got a whole article on that. Man, it's unfortunately, it has been that particular belief system has been what's the word I'm looking for? Anyway, it's been hijacked and added to so much stuff that is not what Odinism is. Okay, I am not an Odinist. I never planned to be an Odinist, but it's terrible that your religion is kind of like Christianity. There are some really violent people in different churches, sects. I'm saying that right. So yeah, it's bad. It's bad. Let's see. Talking about I never heard. Shane says never. Nope, never heard that. But I've got a cat called Thor. Well, that's a cute kitty name. Yes, nobody, nothing. That is exactly the video that I'm going to clip. I have to, and I might do it live. I don't know. I was going to do it tonight. Okay. I was going to do that part tonight and do some little clips of his work. But, my stuff is just too long. I've got too much in there and I didn't think I could do it justice. So I felt like I'll save it either for a video or something else. But now it's very technical, but I suggest if y'all want to know something, you might want to check out that channel. Very, very good. Yes, his work on Delphi is very interesting. Extremely. All right. Let's see what some more. Okay, this is from Karen Bergman. I assume since I put the name on there that this is from my channel. The very first thing I thought of the day the girls were found was that it might be a retaliation or payback situation involving, oh my goodness, my computer just went out. Can y'all see me? Is it just me that can't see me? Okay, I guess that's just me. No, I keep losing myself. I keep losing my screen. I don't think I'm watching it like y'all are too. I don't think you're losing it. I'm losing it. Maybe it might be my mind. That might be it. All right, let me see. A payback situation involving drug-related hierarchies. Through the years, it has become exceedingly more complex. The Delphi, Lafayette, Logansport, Kokomo. Let me see if I can see all this. Areas are all fairly near one another. Have multiple layers. See, okay, when they start naming this, y'all, I'm about to lose my cookies here. Of human and oh my gosh, I just lost my screen again. Human and I don't think I can say that together, but you can see what I'm talking about. Substance trafficking going on, as well as several subculture activities, gangs, the mob, groups associated with academia. Y'all probably know, if y'all been studying Delphi, you know what that's all about. The Purdue professor, not the one, not the Odinist one, the other one. Multiple fraternal organizations. We've talked about that. Uh, with their rituals, Wiccan, witchcraft, Satanism, Santeria. And let me just tell you, Santeria, in my opinion, is a pretty bad one. It's if you don't know what Santeria is, it's kind of a conglomeration of witchcraft, voodoo, and a lot of maybe some satanic practices. But it tends to be on the darker magic side. Okay, Santeria is not anything that you want to play with. I can't say that word. The Neo Supreme groups, militia. I mean, look at all this stuff. I mean, are you looking at this list that I'm looking at? And then we got some training groups of the worst kind. Cults, just about anything one could think of happens here. And Indianapolis, Chicago, Detroit, Cincinnati, Louisville are a mere hop and skip and jump away. On the Florida to Canada, New York to Nevada, and California lines. Anything and everything is possible and happens here at the crossroads. Lost it again. It's me. I'm doing something wrong. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, the four attorneys. I can't see my own writing. Talking about the four attorneys calling Richard Allen innocent means something, and I agree, y'all. The thing of it is you can have all kind of opinions, but we've got four attorneys. You know, not just the original, but the next two who feel like he is legit innocent. And I mean, yeah, you have to remember that is their job, okay, to defend their client. Of course, they're going to say he's innocent. That's their job. But when you have two that are no longer on the case, and they don't have to say jack squat, they weren't his attorneys that long, okay? When you have those attorneys that are coming out and saying, hey, there's a problem here, this guy is innocent, then my opinion is you should listen, because guess what? They no longer have a dog in the fight. The courtroom related behavior, oh God, I know, has been and remains a conundrum involving the state Supreme Court, one for multiple books. Yes. And I have a feeling when this is all done, there will be multiple books. So many fiascos from the get-go. The greatest tragedy in the midst of all this chaos is that two young girls had their lives brutally taken from them in a hideous way by sociopaths. Yes. Yes, ma'am. They did. And that is the biggest thing that is the most true statement. Whoever did this was definitely sociopathic, if not worse. Hello, Samantha. Good to see you. I don't want to get too far behind on chat. Okay, so y'all are seeing me. I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing on my screen here. I'm just like, it's me. It's user error, and it usually is. Who is this? Okay. Don't want to miss anybody or any important comments. Hiawatha said, my son told me 15 years ago to stay on the interstate when going through northern Indiana. I think that is a brilliant idea. My idea is not to go to Indiana. I have been through Indiana so many times in my life, but it was a long time ago, and I won't be going back. Don't see it happening. Um, yes, just Deb, the Labrado's facial expressions say it all. Yeah, that's tough. That's a tough thing. Um, Wait, okay. I don't. Let me put this up here. Nobody, nothing. I'm not really sure. Okay. Sabatine. Okay, I don't. I've never heard of this, so let me learn something here. Sabatine Frankist or Frankist. I don't know what this is. If it's still around too, some evil stuff. They like to turn everything upside down and backwards. Chaos magic. Wow. You know what? I'm gonna have to try to see what that's about. I have look. Yeah. I mean, because Santeria is more on the voodoo side. It's not pure voodoo, but it's very heavily influenced, and they have a lot of rituals. But I don't know what this is, so I'm gonna have to look this up. Um. Okay. Shane says I is absolutely convinced there were numerous perpetrators and calls for RA's release. I'm not quite there yet. You see, that's me too. Okay. If I had to, based on the evidence, like y'all know, if I had to, based on the evidence right now, say he's guilty or innocent, from what I know, I would have to 100% say he's innocent. Um, you know, and here's the thing, Shane. I Even though I know there could be, and I'm sure there is other evidence, at this point, with all of the ridiculous things that they have happened, that they've done, that they've covered, and all this stuff, I don't even know if I would believe any evidence now, because I'm going to have to ask, like, I'm going to have some serious proof. And I think that the bottom line, I'm sure I will say this a million times, but it doesn't matter. I mean, it matters to Richard Allen and his family, but legally, I don't think it even matters what the verdict is going to be, because if, either he's going to be turned loose and then because of double jeopardy, he'll be free. If he gets convicted, they're going to appeal this thing so hard and so fast, as they should. This has been the most jacked up case. So much. I mean, I'm just saying, I think there's prejudice. But it's been so jacked up. There's so many reasons for an appeal. And, I think that if he is found guilty, you might as well just, it's going to be Delphi 2.0. It's ridiculous. And I hate that. I hate that. But I'm convinced at this point it's FUBAR. Y'all know what that means? Because I'm not going to say it. It is a FUBAR case, and definitely it's not ending unless he is innocent, unless that's the verdict. We're going to be looking at Delphi for years to come. And I don't know. I used to think that's a bad thing because we all want a resolution. But if it does, so I'm just saying, y'all, people on the prosecutor's team, people are going to keep digging into your business, Carroll County, and they're going to keep digging into the corruption. So letting, Allen be convicted with all of the shenanigans that you've already pulled, you're going to have more people, and there'll be even more creators and commentators and stuff for years to come looking into your business, uncovering stuff. So, I mean, I think you should be transparent, and if you don't have the evidence, then let the man go. Do something else, because, people aren't going to stop. And I am really, really happy about that. Didn't even take a sip of my coffee. Hiawatha. Let's see. I just pray that the feds are still investigating the corruption up there. Have a feeling it goes to very high places. Same, Hiawatha, same. Hence Diener recusing himself. Maybe it wasn't the YouTuber's bloodlust he was talking about. I Good point. Yeah. Or even the public. I wasn't thinking about the YouTubers as much when he said that as I was thinking about the public, in general. But the ones that live around there. You could be right, though. Do I think it goes all the way up? Yep, I sure do. I think it goes so high that that's why it's not been solved. That is my opinion only. Let's see. Samantha, long before the Delphi girls happened, I had been saying that Indiana doesn't even take care of its own people. I'd agree 100 about just not even coming to Indiana. Yeah. You're not going to see my little Alabama southern bottom there. No. No. Raggedy Susan, I guess I should stop joking about getting a voodoo doll when someone makes me mad. Yeah, I mean, I know it's a funny, I understand, but yeah, uh, it is a real thing, very real. Okay, Frankist, follow a man named Sevi back in old times. Okay, or is it Sevi? I will do that. Nobody, nothing. I absolutely will, because I've studied a lot of that kind of stuff. I don't remember coming across that. Just Deb says, I guess I'm screwed since I live in Indiana. No, but I mean, you better be on your toes, I guess. I know it can be said of a lot of places. Um, Shane says, talking about voodoo dolls, I'm sure someone has had one of me in their closet. Look, if y'all ever just had so much bad luck at times that you're like, I'm pretty sure somebody's, doing something. Oh, I hope you're wrong. Yeah, I'm telling you. Uh, I'd be shocked if RA makes it past Easter. Well, Easter is, if you know anything about the occult, unfortunately, Easter is a very high holiday. I hope you're wrong. I'm just saying, if you're a praying person, all right, if you're a praying person, please, if we find out without a doubt that RA is involved in this, then, whatever happens to him happens. But until then, if you're a praying person, let's please pray that he stays safe. Y'all know. Y'all know how to pray. Some of you do. Anyway. Uh, all right. Sherry Faye. They are so confident. I think there is more evidence we don't know about. Um, there very well could be. Yeah, there could be. But I've seen a lot of, and not to say that there's not, but I've seen a lot of people over the years that are, you really think they know what happened in this case, and they're very cocky, whether it's the defense or the prosecution. Then when it comes to trial, you're like, what? So I don't know. If RA passes away in custody, it will be the biggest outrage ever. Yes, they have him unjustifiably in prison to keep him safe. Priority is to keep him alive. Yes, and if that worst thing that could happen, if that happens, I hope the Allens sue the crap out of Indiana. I hope they own Delphi. That's just my opinion. For what, everybody deserves due process and a fair trial. Yes, they were nobody, nothing. They were not counting on having the world's eye. No, on him. No, they thought. See, that's the whole thing with Delphi. In my opinion, they always thought that they could sweep it under the rug, do their little whatever. And, he would still, they could continue their corruption, their culture of corruption. I've done at least, well, I'm going to be doing some more videos on the corruption culture there. And yeah, I'm sure they thought in the beginning, it's just going to be like anything else. You know, we're going to do what we want. But the problem is they used Snapchat app. And that was like I'm convinced this is the biggest reason that the eyes of everybody started focusing on it, because it was labeled the Snapchat murders, and so, um, back in 2017, Snapchat was pretty new and it was hot, and all the young people looked at it, and parents were like, look at this, this could happen to you. This is why I tell you, blah, blah, blah. And it just started gaining so much attention that all of a sudden, then people started looking and they're like, huh? What? So yeah, I'm convinced they handled it all great for the girls, that they're getting that attention. But yeah, they really messed that one up. I come to Indiana. Hospitality does exist in some places. Yeah, I know it does. And anytime that I've driven through Indiana before, even though it was years ago, I mean, I never had a problem. But now I don't think it would be a good idea for me to show up in Delphi. Okay. Video on McCurdy fire. Yeah. And look, I am working on, yes, I have seen that. I've had that information for a while, and look, there's so many. Here's the thing about the fires. There's so many. I've got all of this information and I have it in one place, and I think, okay, I'm going to do a video or I'm going to do a live. And honestly, I sit there looking at it and I'm like, I don't even know where to start. I don't know where. So I am collabing with somebody. I hope we can get it together, because she is brilliant with statistics and stuff like that. So I'm hoping that we can present something together on that makes sense. All right. Let's see. I'm about to go on. Hello, Mario. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hope I don't know where you're from, but I hope you're warm and not in the snow like everybody else seems to be. It's not snowing here. Thank God it's not snowing, because it was supposed to ice tomorrow night and it's not. All right. Let's keep going because we've got a lot to talk about. All right, I love this. I loved this one. It's always helpful when the prosecutor, Ellie, and some Odinists are members of the same Mason Lodge. Yeah, that's going to be in my next video. Probably not going to be a live, but very, very true. Very interesting. You're right. It is very helpful when you want to cover up stuff, right? All right. Okay, now this was something I had not really thought of before. Let me see if I can move this. Okay, the stick that was on the bodies that they said had a fresh cut on it. Rumor is they could not find a tree out there that had a branch cut off of it. Well, first of all, they weren't even looking, right? It took a couple with those sticks stayed out there for a while because they didn't think it meant anything. Whatever. Come on. Could it be that the perpetrator cut a piece of the branch off from the sticks, used it in the sacrifice, and took a piece home for a trophy that he is now, making runes out of? I thought that was very interesting. Yeah. I would have to say that I believe that is likely. I think that's very likely. Let's see. If RA, all right, what are you saying? If RA passes away, it will be on a certain date, or the numbers will add up to 13, 32, or 33. or a certain gematria. Yeah, you're right. You are right. That's why I'm saying if you are into gematria or numbers, or you understand all of the stuff around this, yes, you're 100% right. And that's why, it's important to pray for him. Look, I'm praying for due process, right? That's the bottom line for me right now. I don't have all the facts. It doesn't look good for the prosecution, in my opinion, but I don't know. I can't say one way or another, but I do 100% believe in due process, and so far he's not getting it. No, Samantha, I don't believe that the news about Delphi was supposed to spread like that. No, I think they kind of, I think they kind of just, wet their pants when that happened. Uh, let's see. All right, before we go on. Okay, Shane, I haven't seen this. I saw a video of guys cutting trees in the woods. That branch was just a branch. BG didn't cut anything, in my opinion. Um, yeah, I mean, it was just like they said there was, something with a that had been cut with a saw, whatever. I don't know that it was any of the branches, but it is. I would think. Okay, this is just me thinking. If you are practicing a religious thing that required a sacrifice or whatever, for whatever reason, I would think that you would cut something, even if it wasn't one of those branches that were on the girls. I would think that it would be something from the area, at least, would be used as a room. I mean, it makes sense. Okay, nobody, nothing. Numbers and cycles and dates play a part in this case. A very Masonic occultic, yes. Like the Halloween pressers, the 13th, the 13 and 32, yes. The injustice oracles of Delphi. Oh my gosh, yeah. Oracles of Delphi. That is a whole mess in itself, right? Uh can you name the channel for Yeah, you can name any channel you want to. Look, I'm going to tell y'all something. I'm not competitive. I'm not competitive with anybody. I have certain people, I know certain people don't like you to name, you know, other channels. I'm not about that. I have no competition except with myself. Do a better job, Silky. Do a better job. Um, no, and I applaud, very much applaud people who do their own work or who are bold enough to tell the truth. Okay, stand for something. Okay. Let me see. I am so far behind here. Hi, Wi-Fi. I think it had to spread that fast for whatever reason they have. When did you ever see a search party called off when two teenagers were missing for 3 hours? Exactly. Riddle me that. Yeah. Uh, okay. Wife Lilith had the pics of the boys cutting the trees. It's still on her page. Okay. What are we talking about? Law enforcement? Or are we talking about the Odinist? Like, okay. Because I didn't see that. It must be on her community page. Um, I don't follow a lot of stuff. Like, there's so many things when I'm scrolling through looking for something. I see a ton of community posts and even ones by TCD. And I'm like, I'm going to go back and read that. And I never do. So uh, let me see here. All right. Let's go to, I will have to check that out though. I don't know that is, but I will look. Thank you. And I want to know, yeah, somebody riddle me. Talking about riddle me, somebody riddle me this. And I want to know why Dave McCain was there that day with a walkie talkie and his brother over in the cemetery with a walkie talkie as well as on a bicycle. Yeah. Could somebody please explain to us what the McCains were doing out there? You know? you, do, you want to be nosy on something. I do too. I do want to be nosy sometimes. I just don't have a whole lot of time to be nosy. Uh, you just type the channel name. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me go back up here. Just type the channel name and it didn't show up. Okay, I don't know why. You can try it again. I have no idea. I don't have anything blocked in here. There were loggers in full gear, and you can see them cutting tree branches. As for the creator, me. Oh, okay, you're talking about somebody else. Okay, I'll go back and look at that. Let's see. It was almost like they knew those girls were going to be found that day. They had 2 copters there and a slew of reporters. Yet there is no Amber Alert. Called off dogs. Can't even use own canines. Yeah, I don't know that they had a canine at that time. I thought they did, but then they may have been, that one passed away, so I'm not really sure. Okay, y'all are all talking about Wife Lilith's channel. Okay, yeah, I don't know why. I don't have anybody blocked here. No channels. I do have some individuals blocked, but no channels. Just because they were, being rowdy. Okay, let's go. Okay, now this I found this week on X, and I don't usually do. Look, y'all, I know probably most of you follow Sleuthy Goosey, but like there is just a lot. She's a really good researcher, and this was actually by somebody else. As you can see, it's replying to her. Okay, so February 15th through the 17th, 2017, the crime scene was secured. The 17th, a suspect was interviewed and let go. The 18th, the scene was not secured. The 19th, the scene was resecured, and also the date, let me see, of the second suspect's interview. Let me get this where I can see it. Oh, yeah, I did it. I did it again. How do I don't know how I'm doing this. Okay, there we go. And, okay, so we've got this for the 15th through the 17th, 18th, 19th, and the 20th. All the recordings were deleted. Now, if that is not the biggest ball of, sus cake you've ever seen, I don't know. There's just like sus pops everywhere. That is the most ridiculous. I mean, you want us to believe that you're on the up and up. You want us to believe in your case, but yet there's so many screw ups here and evidence, and because the whole Odinist angle was pushed down. Okay, again, if it wasn't the Odinists or the Vinlanders or a combination, then you should have followed that, made it more transparent, or at least more discoverable for the defense. They didn't have to go in there it's just been one lie after another. All that does is make us think that it's true. So if it's not, then and so we got something else deleted. I think this, along with all the legal maneuverings, and I think this right here is gonna be a big reason, a big potential reason for appeal, because now all you got is a written statement. You can't actually see and hear what they said. You've got written stuff, but how do we know that's even real? Y'all have, foobarred all of it. So now how am I supposed to believe that these transcripts of the interview, this is what they said? How am I supposed to believe that's true? Come on. I mean, I guess you think we're born yesterday. Yeah. If you have nothing to hide, and you're not doing anything wrong, then be transparent and open. But you can't be, can you? No, you can't. So yeah, I think this is going to be, I think somebody can argue this as a big reason for appeal. That is my uh opinion. Oh, I saw that. Let me see. Let me find that comment again. I'm so far behind. I can't remember who to, I'll get there in just a second, but yeah, you're right. I'll highlight it and when I get back there. I think that's gross negligence. Yeah, you want to cite the defense for gross negligence and then you're just going to, you lose the professor, okay? And then you lose the recordings. Come on. I mean, like, how, honestly, I want to say, how stupid do you think we are? Because you must think we have an IQ of about 27. I mean, all we're looking for is due process. All we're looking for is truth. And some honesty would be good. Could you throw in a little bit of that? That would be stellar. Sorry. I'm just... Okay, let me cool down for just a second. Samantha, the occultism interconnections have been around Middle Indiana since the 70s that I know of. For those that haven't seen it, you were never meant to look for it. Try looking and you will start to see. Yeah, you know what? I think that's true, Samantha, in a lot of places and things. There were a lot of things that I didn't know for years. Like, honestly, I thought, well, it's kind of like CSAM symbols, a lot of stuff. If you don't know, you don't know. But once you know, you start seeing stuff everywhere, and you're like, "Holy Moses!" So yeah, I don't know if you want to look. There's a lot of things you probably don't want to look at. I'm going to talk about one of those things tonight. Yeah, I wouldn't let anybody search over the actual area. Oh, we've already searched there. Oh, well, strange how they appeared. Poof. I don't know. I don't know. I get all uh upset about a lot of stuff. Um, let's see. What is this talking about? Frankfurt did. Lafayette did. We had quite a few around close that they put in the papers tracking criminals. Okay, let me go see what we were all. Hello, Kathy S. We have a lot of people that just come and listen in. That's fine. I love to put a good podcast on and do some work. All right. I'm not sure. Are we talking about the witchcraft? We're talking about crime. What the whole thing? I mean, then you got to add in the motorcycle gangs. I mean, like you got a whole big old stew pot there. Yes, the crime scene was compromised from the start. The search prior to even being a crime scene. Yeah, exactly. And now you got this whole bullet fiasco, right? Because my opinion is, and I think, again, we're talking about a jury. I'm never going to get this coffee drunk. We're talking about a jury looking at reasonable doubt. All right, so you secure a crime scene, and then you do all of the stuff, you do all of the testing, you get all the evidence, you've got there for 2 days, 3 days, whatever. And then you turn around and you're like, okay, we're done. Everybody leaves. You take your toys and you go back to the lab, wherever you're going. And then you're like, oh, wait, hold on. We're going to go back out there. But the crime scene has not been secured all this time. And there's, you're gone. So people are out there. Now you're going to tell me you found a bullet. Well, I do have a problem with that because, first of all, it should have been found right in the beginning, right? If you are, and it's not like the grass was, 2 feet tall and it was hard to see it. It was wintertime. Okay. The ground is very easy to see. And I understand they say the bullet was, under there. They had to dig a little bit. But wouldn't you have been looking for anything, metal detector, whatever? If you were doing a proper crime scene, like you're looking at every inch of everything, looking for. This happens all the time in crime scenes. Leaves get over, dirt's put over it. People step on it. Whatever. You have to take and, like, inch by inch. Like, you're looking for, and especially in a crime this horrific, you're going to go through there with a fine tooth comb. So how did you not find a bullet? And now you're expect to tell me that this bullet belongs to Richard Allen, and you found it after you cleared out the crime scene, and you came back, and it was unsecure. All right, even if, here is the problem, even if that's 100% true, okay, even if it really is from the crime scene, it really was there all that time, there's no shady stuff going on, it is going to give reasonable doubt to a juror, to anybody with half a brain. Because if it's not secure, it's not secure. You can't prove to me that that bullet wasn't there, placed, dropped by accident, whatever, after they, it's ludicrous. Sometimes when I think about this, I really feel like I need to drink, and I can't. But it's like, if you want me to process this ridiculousness, I'm gonna need a big old glass of something, okay? Uh, it is ridiculous. Okay, nobody, nothing. I grew up in Mulberry. There was a huge satanic cult right outside. I'll get this out. Right outside of town. There's. I don't know about Mulberry. I know there's a lot more than people realize. Yeah, you're right, Mario. What's crazy is there's people that do believe there's nothing to see here, boys. Yeah, whatever. I guess there's not, except a big bunch of mistakes. Fumbaloos, as CJ says. Recording speed. There. Okay, there you was. Hiawatha. Yeah. That, in my opinion, is gross negligence, too. So I think you should go ahead. I hate that we're going through all this because here's the thing. All these. It's a. I don't even know how to say this without getting in trouble on YouTube. It's a ping contest. Y'all know what I'm saying? Let's see the distance, or it's a cucumber measuring contest. Whose is bigger? Yours? Yours? I mean, it's ridiculous. It's like this one's saying this, and all we're doing is delaying the trial while a guy is languishing in prison. And I'm like, can y'all just stop? Both of you. Just stop the ridiculousness. Let's just agree. Y'all don't want to play together? Whatever. Do I think that there is prejudice from the judge in this case? The way I look at it, yes, I do. But let's look at it and say, hey, we know y'all don't like each other. Y'all don't like to play together. But can we at least present this case? Let's do something for this guy. Let's not just do this motion and that motion. Because I understand the defense is presenting these motions to try to get this case kicked out. And so for that reason, I'm like, yeah, I understand what they're doing. But it's not gonna happen. It's not. So all they're really doing is proving bias, which I do think they are showing definite reasons for an appeal, and that might be their end game. And I can't blame them for that. But y'all all wasting your time, in my opinion. I mean, let's just get on with it. Let's see the evidence. Let's go to court. Let's stop the cucumber measuring. Okay. All right. Yes, you're right, Mario. The gas station footage deleted. That was the biggest bunch of. When I first started studying this case and I saw that, I'm like, oh, horse crap. That did not happen. Horse pucky. Horse pucky. Y'all deleted that crap. And nobody was able to get it. Yeah, whatever. Oh, I do have an IQ over 27. I do get that that's a bunch of crap. Um, let's see. Okay, nobody, nothing. Oh, that's interesting. I've stumbled upon them 2 times in their red and black robes in 10 years. Once a mile from my house, once in Monticello. Both times around 3 a.m. Yeah, that is the correct time. Wow. Yeah, that is crazy. Crazy. Let me see. Shane says, I think there's DNA, but it's not RAs, and the search party being so unorganized is a defense in itself. Yeah. Exactly. Oh, that too. I don't know if I uploaded. There was a picture. I might be reaching out to some of y'all. I want to know. There's a certain person in a. It was the day of the search, the morning of the search. There's a newscast that I was looking at, and all of a sudden I saw somebody in the crowd, and I was like, "Who is that? Who is that?" So, if y'all, and I might do it on members only. I don't know. Just need a little bit of privacy. I'm going to ask some people that live there too if they recognize him. Um, Mario says, I was always willing to watch the others, but they are like people who think Biden is fit for presidency. I saw this t-shirt this week. I think it's an old one, but it's so funny. It's got Joe Biden. I'm sorry. If y'all love Joe Biden, I'm sorry. I do not. Um, but it was like, it had an American flag and he was smiling. It was like, Happy 4th of Easter. And I was like, yeah, bless it. Bless its little demented brain. Uh, yeah, that you don't even, I can't even talk politics, y'all. I can't do that. Um, oh, did y'all know this? Oh, yeah, I remember when Geraldo, yeah, here's the thing. Everybody's like, oh, this isn't satanic panic. Here's the problem. Like, yes, I know everybody says, oh, satanic panic. We don't want to do that again. I get it. I do. There were a lot of things that were blamed on that. But let me tell you, that does not downplay the fact that it is true. It still happens, okay? Uh, and that's the thing. And not everything is, but a lot of stuff is, and you better open your eyes, folks. So Geraldo was in Mulberry. Huh. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna have to look that up. I remember that was such a long time ago, but I remember Geraldo and all that stuff, and I know 100% that this stuff is real, no doubt. Um, yes, and you're right, Samantha. There are certain symbols that I've learned about that now trigger me to the point of panic attacks. Yeah, if you have ever had dealings with the occult and stuff like I have, unfortunately, there are some things I don't really have many triggers now. I'll be honest with you. I did. You can go back and watch my lives when that Frank's motion came out. Started reading it, and I realized I can't do this. I was by myself, like I am now, and I messaged CJ and Grismatically Clever, and I'm like, I need y'all on panel to read through this. I can't. I was triggered bad, but I'm okay now. Hello, Melissa. Good to see ya. Y'all, I'm so far behind. So far. All right. Um, Yeah, and I asked this question to somebody today. Like, I've had a lot of messages today. I'm talking about. Uh, you can say I'm not going to say his name because for some reason YouTube hates me when I talk about him. But anyway, you can see what's on there. Uh, Pineapples. Talking about symbols for CSAM and stuff like that. I know that there is a pineapple. A pineapple is something. If anybody knows, you don't even have to DM me. Like, or you can put it in Discord, email me, whatever. If you know, fine. I know that pineapple is something, and I can't remember. I can't find it. Um. All right. Let's see who did I miss? Uh, Samantha, it's sort of like urinating on somebody's leg and calling it rain. Yeah, yeah, we do say that. Yeah, exactly. You are 100% right. Um, okay, let's see. Regarding the judge, she changed after the RA confession. It's like she heard it or has seen all the evidence. Yeah, that is the thing. I'm telling you, everything. When that Frank's motion came out, a lot of people who were friends behind the scenes, like it got insane. It got insane immediately. All the stuff amongst creators and people that maybe is not out in the forefront. People lost their dang minds when the Frank's motion came out. And do you know what that tells me? That tells me that there's a lot of truth in that, and people are scared. So that is the only reason that you do that. Um, all right. Hello, Don Spain. Good to see you. I am I'm so far behind, but let me keep going for just a second because I've got a lot of stuff I want to show you. We're already an hour in. I'm probably not going to make it to the second thing. Oh my gosh. It's funny how skeptics work. They oversell your idea to make it seem ridiculous. Um, I didn't read the Franks to say that the red rums were some odinistic sacrifice, but that the man who could be serious suspects practiced odinism and couldn't fight that compulsion at the crime scene. Okay, that's the last part is what I wanted to talk about because they're saying, okay, well, it's not Odinism, blah blah blah. The Odinists didn't do it. They're that it was staged. And okay, it made me think of and I couldn't think of, for whatever reason, I couldn't think of a specific case, but y'all know how many people that have uh red rummed people, SKs, whatever, and they put some kind of religious aspect to it, like crossing, putting a cross there, putting a cross nearby, crossing the, whatever, some kind of staging or symbolism. Now, the people that are the SKs and that are putting these things on people or whatever, or drawing a cross or whatever, they're not Christians, but yet they feel compelled in that, as they're staging them in the final position, to add some kind of religious overtone. So I think that's what they were saying. Could it be somebody completely different, not even the Odinist? Yeah, it could be. It could have been, but it's somebody who has a fascination, which we know that from the Frank's motion, but it could be somebody that does practice Odinism, but it wasn't the Odinists necessarily. I mean, I there's a lot of, you saw my last video, you see a lot of reasons to think that it could be a Vinlander, well, at least Flora and Delphi, really, a Flora, Delphi, Odinist, Vinlander. Okay, Vinlander or the supremacy groups. All right, that is what I'm saying the most. All right, so I thought I'd throw that in there. Okay, this was from a private message to me quite a while ago. Now, probably will bring this up again. All right, not sure if you heard this one. The Flora girls were unalived on the 13th. 13 people were unalived in Flora Bringhurst fires in 13 years. Now, statistics like this kind of things, like, look, that's important. It's not like, oh, wow, that was a big coincidence. No, it wasn't. Come on, y'all. Wake up. Okay. Not the Flora girls. The Delphi girls were. The Flora girls were on the 21st, which is still never mind, that still does play into numerology. The Delphi girls were unalived on the 13th. 13 people were unalived in Flora Bringhurst fires in 13 years. Carroll County has the same longitude GPS coordinates as the Gilgo Beach dump and is exactly 13 degrees west. Now, when I bring up that other video that I was talking to y'all, we talked about at the beginning of this, you will see the crazy, crazy stuff that it's definitely planned. Okay. These numbers, these coordinates, I'm not going to get into that tonight, but geez, it's something else. Okay. Yeah. Now y'all are going to tell me, I'm going to tell you, this is where you're going to say, put on your tinfoil hat, whatever. Let me catch up with some of your comments because I'm going to show a video. And it's not mine, and it's an old video, and I'm going to have to stop it. I found it, or no, I think somebody sent me this because I have actually studied this for a bunch of years. Okay, I don't know what you were digging for. I just don't want to miss anything really important and I'm so far behind. I'm sorry, y'all. So sorry. Okay. All right. I love the cat walking videos. Oh, I may make some more of those. I think I'm going to move I think I'm going to move my background and studio setup different because everybody keeps telling me they miss Sachi, my black cat that you really don't see anything but a shadow moving until she looks at the camera and then you see two eyes out of nowhere. All right, let's talk about it. I called this dumb talk. They're called dumbs. And I was actually talking to several creators. No, one creator and several people about it this week who did not know, never heard of dumbs. It is an acronym for Deep Underground Military Bases. Now, I have known for so many years. Actually, when I was a very young teenager, so this was many years ago, my parents moved to Virginia, to a very small town in Virginia. And, of course, Virginia is not that far. I mean, we weren't that close, but we weren't that far from DC. And so the locals were talking about that there are places, tunnels, underground military bases in the mountains and in the tunnels and all the stuff around. And I thought that it was just kind of legend. I'm like, oh, they're making this up. But no, it came out in the newspaper. And, they said, we can't say, we don't know exactly. We can't say exactly. But, according to the military, our area has a lot of underground military bases that they were planning if there was an attack on Washington. Like there was a bunch of places the president and different congressman, whatever, could go, but that particular area was close enough but far enough to, house them. It's not like we all knew this is exactly where you're going, because they can't tell you. They have options. But I thought that was very weird. So I knew from a very young age that there were such things as this. Now, fast forward to the, I don't know, 2015, 2016, somewhere around in there. Maybe even as far back as 2011. Um, I started saying all this stuff about the dumbs and how, okay, I mean, it makes sense. You're the government, you want to protect, your leaders. So if there's an attack on Washington, you send everybody underground, you keep them safe and all, we get it. But the problem is that a lot of people, okay, have sworn that these military bases are used for a lot of nefarious things. Sometimes it's see Sam P, Zoom Zoom, uh, the substance trade, a lot of stuff. Okay, and so I am going to, I'm gonna try to, I'm gonna show you this video. I had to turn the. I want to show you the video before I show you the rest of this. I had to turn the sound off because it's got music in it. So I'm going to be a little bit quiet, but you can see how this is only like 4.5 minutes. Okay. So, and there's a lot of words on here, but you can see how far down these things are. Am I playing this? Hold on. I don't know if I'm playing it or if I'm just, whatever. I don't know what I'm doing here. Doesn't seem like I am. Okay. Let's play. Well, I guess. You see, they're talking about. There is a setting on here. All right, let me stop this for just a second and let me see if I can turn the volume off. I think we're okay right now. Oh, wait, there's the settings. I think we're okay right now, but it's going to start playing some music. Oh, wait, I don't want to do that. Hold on, let me go back over here. All right. Sorry about that, y'all. I don't usually do this, so I know what I'm doing. All right, here we go. See the military? Did you see all the 4 military branches? Oh, okay. They want it to be reposted. All right, but it's going to strike my whole video because it's got music to it. And a lot of this is just the pictures, but look at those. It looks like the zombie apocalypse, doesn't it? Are you looking at these stats? Oh, okay. They can grow crops. I'm sure y'all may have seen that. They can grow crops underground. I've seen a lot of photos of that. Uh, of course, only the elite are going to get in there. We're screwed. But you can see how big these are. Massive. Look at that. I get claustrophobic. Do y'all get claustrophobic looking at this? I'm like, holy crap. I can't see it. It's not letting me put your comments where I can see it. So I don't know what you're saying. I'll have to go back. But look at that. How intricate. Look at the size of those doors. That's terrifying to me. If you're down there, you're not coming out until they want you to. A rail system. I don't know. Was that water? There we go. See, it's represented by all the military. I don't know what that is. I'm assuming food, canned goods, something. I don't know. And I'll be honest with you, I did not watch all this video. I saw the first probably 2 minutes and I'm like, I want to use that. But this is how you see them topographically. I didn't realize this person wanted you to download because I'm glad I'm recording it here. I probably will remaster it and use different music. Level number 27. I wonder how. Look at the size of those people. Like, oh my god. Like, these are huge, y'all. I don't like claustrophobic. Oh, like, this is terrifying. I'm sure they were considered because in case of a nuclear. Can you hear my dog? I'm sorry. Mina's whining. What is it, baby? Look, that's. I don't know. Would y'all? I would almost say I want. Just leave me on the surface. Now I have seen a lot of worse things with this. I've seen stuff that you don't want to know about. Okay, you absolutely don't. All right, so let me go back to here where I can see your comments. Oh Lord, I am really, really far behind. Hello there, Elle. Good to see you. Hope everything is good your way. Haven't talked to you in a couple of days. Hope everything's going good with you. All right. I want to get to, and I'm going to go back. Let me just tell you, I'm going to go back and read all of your comments slower. Okay, Kathy said, I know all about dumbs. Yeah, if you know, you know. You don't want to know. I'm just telling you. This is one of those things I'm going to tell you. Proceed with caution. Know that they exist, but proceed with caution if you want to know more about them. Yes, Tori Smith. Oh my gosh. If you have not seen it, are his videos still up? Somebody told me they weren't. I saw all those videos. I really just wanted to cry through most of them. But he talked a lot about the dumbs and the crazy circles of higher ups. He talked about to make you wonder, yes, and he named some names also that you would be familiar with in Indiana. So I'm not going to say anything else, but it is definitely, it's heartbreaking and horrifying. My grandfather helped build a city dumb for a military base prior to 1965. Cool. Yeah, see? Absolutely. Yeah, Shane, you know what? I've noticed that before. Delphi unalivings 21317, Evansdale murders 71312. Same dates backwards. Yeah. Same numbers. I'm telling y'all. Because, we don't think, if you're a normal person, we're just, going about life. We don't see this. But for people who are into the occult, numbers are extremely, extremely, even secret societies, these numbers are very uh important, and everything is done at a certain time, a certain date. It is very important. I mean, I'm not a numbers person. Like, I don't even math well. So it's harder for me to, I understand what you're saying. I'm not stupid, but I don't think like, I guess it's just I don't think like that, okay? Yes, Samantha, it is not just a bunker, it's an interconnected city. Exactly. Exactly. Okay, so a lot of y'all know about these. All right. Well, I'm going to show you something else now. Uh okay, Don Spain says we had tunnels under my high school back in 1980. I went in there and took Geiger counters and uniforms. The helmets were blue and said civil defense. Wow. So look, y'all know a lot. Good, good. I don't know. Have I ever seen Night of the Comet? Yes, but that's an old movie. It's been a long time, so I really can't remember it that much. Uh, okay. Silky COG is one thing. Underground civilizations connected to them is another. I started following this at the conception of the internet. Oh, wow. Yeah, yeah, I'm telling y'all. I'm telling you. So let me just say, suffice to say, that it has been, and I mean, I can't vet whether some of the photographs that I have seen that were supposed to be taken undercover, can't say 100% that they're true because I wasn't there. All right. But some of the things that I have seen, I wish I could get out of my head. I wish I could unknow on one hand, because it's so horrific. You don't even want that in your head. But at the same time, if you're going to be an advocate, if you're going to try to inform people of what's going on around them, you have to know. But uh yeah, it's like I said, proceed with caution or don't proceed, I don't know what to tell you. Because it can really it can mess you up bad. All right, it really can. um let's see, talking about, is that video in Colorado? I don't know. I really don't. This came from, I'll tell you exactly where it came from. It's got a weird name. Hold on, I'll give you the channel name because I sent it to myself. Hold on. Okay. It is from a channel called, hold on, my internet's slow tonight. Hold on. And Antonis Zagareris? I don't know. I don't even know. It's Antonis. If y'all want to write this down, it's two words. Antonis. And the second word is Xagoraris. Okay? And this video was made a very long time ago. I did not have time to go look at any of the other videos, so I can't say, I can't make any comments about that channel, but that is all I know. But like I said, it looks like it looks like a lot of the dumbs that I've seen. Now, are you ready for this? Understand, we've talked about, I'm going to show you some topography, okay? I've got two pictures here of Delphi, and this comes from a drawn map. And you see right here on the left, this is the bigger area. You see how the creek bends and the gravel pit, we've heard about that. You see where the Delphi cemetery is up on the top. Then you see these little arrow things, and I've got it bigger on the right side. This is the little bowl where they found Abby and Libby, right? Okay. So I know you've probably, seen this map several times over, but let's look at a topographical map, like not just a drawn one. Let's look at a real one. Okay. Now this is, and y'all, somebody please correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody told me that this was in one of I's videos, but I haven't seen, like, I literally must have missed that video. I don't know what happened. But several people, I've been told several people also have this map. One is TCD and somebody else. Look, this is news to me. This is that same area, okay, where the gravel pit is, where the bodies were found. I'm going to show you another one. This one is further off. Okay, can you see where the bend in the river is? These are underground bases, tunnels. That's what I was told. Okay, that these are underground tunnels. I don't know if they're dumbs, but you know how we've talked about, everybody's talked about tunnels being somewhere and they're, closed up. Now, this one over here on the far left, I mean, I don't know. I'm not an engineer, but I can see that this, they look like little fingers to me. This one goes up and it looks like it's going somewhere. Like, so I can understand, they said that these tunnels, connected Delphi, they haven't used them in years, connected Delphi with, other places because this was the railway system, underground, whatever, transport. It was a transport system and it's all cemented off and you can't get in there. All right, I get that. And that kind of looks like to me that it's going further on out. That makes sense. What about all these other ones over here? What the crap is this? They're not going nowhere. What the actual crap? You go back and make that bigger. So my question is, are these dumbs? Is that what we're looking at? Because that is horrifying. And if they're right there, I mean, I'm just going to ask the question. This is a theory. I don't know. I can't prove any of this. But if those are dumbs, and we know that we had a huge problem with CSAM, potentially trafficking, am I looking at something that could be housing people, children, for these purposes? What do y'all think? I'm like, God almighty. Let me go back to the other one. See, that one keeps going. The one on the far left, it just keeps on, tunneling. These other ones, like, why would you need so many? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. All right, let me see what you're saying. Yeah, Sherry Faye. Look, I wanted to do a whole video on that. The tunnels under the synagogue in New York. Everybody's like, oh, we didn't know. Of course y'all knew. Look, they've been trafficking people and things there for come on. Wake up. Epstein probably has his own private suite or had one down there. I'm just guessing. I don't know that, but probably did. Yeah, they grow. You're right. They grow. I am now so far behind. Okay, David Rogers. Oh, why can't I show that? These underground tunnels crisscross America. Yeah, I do know that. I know. I mean, that's what I've heard. I haven't seen maps like this. I've seen a lot of, yeah. I think I have also heard that there are tons, which this makes sense, okay? It makes sense that there would be tunnels under the White House, under the Pentagon, all that kind of stuff. Because if you are truly trying to make an escape route for your officials in, you know, the middle of war or, whatever kind of disaster hits, then you would have to have them, a way for them to get underground. I get that. But, my question is if you got all these tunnels, what are you using them for? I mean, I just, I'm not naive enough to think that you're just growing squash under there, okay? Mm-mm. Not when I see the rest of what you're doing. When I see the officials that are busted for CSAM for all kind of nefarious activities, then you want me to believe that you have access to something like this where you could do literally anything in secret. And we already know how many people are involved in the biggest crap you've ever seen. You want me to believe that, it's all sunshine and roses in those tunnels? No, because I'm not an idiot. I mean, call me a conspiracy theorist, but look, human nature is going to tell you that if you are if you're a bad person, you're looking for more and better ways to do more nefarious stuff. Okay? If you're already doing something above ground and you find out that you have access to something underground where no one would ever find out, you're not going to use it. Horse pucky. Of course you are. We're not stupid. I mean, most of us. Some of the ones in Washington not so sure, and that's a lot of them. That's not just one. Um, okay, let me see this. Don Spain. Did anybody see when Fitbit watches first came out? They registered several dozen in the middle of Antarctica, traveling in an oval. In other words, underground base and soldiers jogging on a track. I didn't see that, but look, I know. Like, there's been documentaries about apparently all of our seeds are stored in Antarctica. There's a lot of stuff. Like, I want to tell you, it was probably the History Channel. I couldn't tell you what program, but I saw it a long time ago. I mean, in the event of a nuclear war or whatever disaster happens, they've got everything stored in this place, and it would. They said in the documentary, they said, we can't go in. They just showed the outside, like where the big door, like kind of like that, where you enter in. And they're like, we can't go in there, but just know that every seed, every whatever they would need to resupply the earth, to fix it, to, survive, it is stored there in Antarctica. So, yeah, I absolutely, I'm sure that's true. I didn't know you could see it on Fitbit, though. Holy Moses. Um, Okay, here's the point of prior to 1965. How many other people are left to know and remember about Grandpa helping build an entire city? Dumb. Yeah, I mean, probably not many now, Samantha. Um, yeah, because uh, they've been around for a long, long time. Okay, okay. Do not go sniffing around the Archuleta Mesa in Dulce, New Mexico, and not expect weird military types. I've not heard about that one, but it does not surprise me. Like, look, these things, they really are everywhere, and they're for our safety. To keep us safe, y'all. They wouldn't do anything bad. They're just keeping us safe. Really? Okay. Um, Dulce, you speak of Dulce base. I don't know. Look, I'm just going to tell you, I don't know what YouTube's going to do with this video. I get in trouble a lot. Not because I'm saying words that I can't use. It's just they don't like me talking about this kind of stuff. Um, Nobody nothing says. We're going back to the occultism. I'm not good at math, but gematria got me looking at numbers and dates and started noticing lots of the same numbers, certain dates with Delphi. I have 3 pages of all this stuff equals Masonic numbers. Hey, I would love for you to pass on some of that information to me. I would love to study it and look at it. You know, everybody already knows how I feel about Freemasons. The organization, not the people. Don't misunderstand. Don't hate anybody much. No, I don't hate anybody, really. Um, that's a good question. In Delphi, I always wondered if LE released the first sketch on 7717 was a numerology message. Look, I've got a whole, and I'm not going to get to it. I know I wouldn't. I've got a whole nother presentation on questions that need answered. Uh, and I guess we'll talk about it next time I can do a live. Um, okay. Yes, the Masons do borrow from other occult practices, not just one. And let me just tell you something else. If you missed, I did a live like last June, I think. It was a long time ago. I'll tell you which one it was. I believe it was the one that me and Misbehave did together. And there was a presentation in there talking about the rings of people, the different tentacles, and it was talking about really it was talking about trafficking rings. But in part of that, I believe it was that live, it goes on to show, and it's a document like this is from this ain't like Henry out in his yard. Not saying that Henry don't know anything, but it's not like Henry out in his yard talking. This is a documentary from, again, I think it was the History Channel. But it was definitely about Freemasonry and how they link up to the trade of substances. Because, and this is in Europe, and it was a big case, and it's 100% real, where the traffickers were like having, buddy buddy ties, whatever, scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, with the Freemasons because they wanted to use the Freemason temples because nobody can get in there, right? So it was a great place for them to conduct their business. So then you had all this trade, and you had, the Freemasons, and you had, religious protection, all this crap. It took a lot for them to bust that ring. So if you haven't seen that, I snipped part of that. That was a long time ago, but look, it happened. And if you don't believe it, then go watch that case because I'm not making that stuff up. All right. Some of that I might not can say on here. Yes. Again, I'm glad y'all are talking. I'm telling you that there is tunnels. I've never been to them, but I haven't been asked to go. Supposedly there is a lot of satanic stuff in them. Yes. Yes, there is. There is. I mean, well, come on, think about it. All right. It just makes sense. I mean, we're going to talk about practicality. If you're a practicing occultist of any kind that requires a sacrifice, yes, the preferred method is out in the woods at, midnight. But, or somewhere in dark 30. But the problem is, you always have the potential to be observed. Okay, so if you, let's just say that you are part of a military group or whatever, you have access to these tunnels, to these dumps, then, you're like, hey, I need this Saturday night because guess what? I have a ritual coming up and I really need to be able to be, in a safe place. Come on. Again, anything that needs to remain hidden. And so, I mean, I don't know where the entrance and exits are. I've heard y'all talk about tunnels. I've heard people say it forever and ever and ever, but nobody could tell me exactly, prove that they are still usable. I know they're there because of the transport line. But yeah. So there you go. Um let's see. Let me keep going with y'all cuz I'm not going to get to the other part. Um let's talk about, have you're talking about, I know what you said something about Samantha about music artists, very sickening pig pictures. Have y'all noticed? I'm just gonna throw this out here like a big old, whatever. Just like a big old, I'm not gonna say it. Anyway, have you noticed that the people around this area, there's a lot of masks. Let me just say this. In the last video, I talked about the Guy Fawkes mask, which I have been told is a lot of the supremacy groups at that time were wearing Guy Fawkes masks. It's kind of like the anonymous looking thing. That's what that is. That they were all using those. I see a lot of clown activity. I don't mean just, happy clown. I'm not talking about bozo. I'm talking about like scary, murderous clowns. Okay. There's a lot of activity, a lot of groups, a lot of people wearing clown masks that are more like it, okay? More like Pennywise. I just thought that was extremely interesting. All right. So, what do y'all think? I'm trying to skip through her. I'm trying to get as much as I can in the time that I've got left. Kathy says, I could tell you so much that you would not want to know. I would be interested if you could. I don't know if there's much at all. I don't know. I really do know. Uh, but I'm always up for if there's something I'm missing. Yeah, it is absolutely horrifying. Horrifying. And that's why I tell people, it, like, know what you can handle. Okay. Some people, there are some things that you will never get out of your. It, it's so bad that just the knowledge of it can give you PTSD. Do you understand? Just knowing it exists can give you PTSD. So I would just say proceed with caution because, uh, look, take care of your mental health, okay? Know what you can handle and back off when you can't. Um, it's just that bad. Uh, Hello, Margaret. Interesting, but there should be more. Yeah, I mean, I think there will be. I do. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think more stuff comes out than they even expected. So we'll see. Uh, Elon and Marky are underground. Well, that wouldn't really surprise me. Um. All right. So, okay, let's see. Margaret, let's go back to what you said. No comment about infiltrating Masons till it's needed. They were bothered. No, they don't give up all the natural citizens for incoming traffic. That's why so many joined. Yeah, yeah. Here's the thing. It's about time that everybody pulled off the masks, okay? It's you want justice? Let's pull off the freaking masks of everybody. Let's see who's under there. What are you involved in? Let's pull it back. Just skin it back. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of injustice. And again, it's not the end game for me is not about Richard Allen per se. Although he does need due process. That's not the word I'm looking for. He deserves it. He's constitutionally he should have due process and all this crap. But at the end of the day, I am concerned about justice for Abby and Libby, and I don't give a rat's hind end who. I don't care how close they were to the victims or how far or how messed up in secret societies or occults or trafficking. I don't care who's involved. I don't care. I do not care who you are. What I want to see is the truth, and I want the ones who are responsible prosecuted. That's what I want. Because in the end, it's not even as much as I feel like he's being treated unfairly, and I will fight for due process. It's not about Richard Allen, except letting him get to trial and then let's see. All right. If Richard Allen is 100% innocent, I hope they sue the pants off Indiana because he will deserve it. However, I don't know. I think he needs to be healthy, but at the end of the day, it's about Abby and Libby, and that is all. I do not care who you are. I do not care if we're friends and you were involved. You understand me? I don't care. Because at the end of the day, I want to see justice, and if you were involved in the cover up and the perpetration, whatever, then you need to be exposed. That is my opinion. I do not care. I know people like some people get involved because they've got ties. They're scared. I get that. Some people are scared to speak the truth because they're afraid for their lives. I get that. All right. Because it's a real threat, and I'm not saying I don't understand why people do what they do because you do. uh Opened up a can of worms. Yeah, there's so many worms. There's so many worms in this case. Tentacles. I am so far behind. Yes, ICP, David Rogers. Yeah, ICP. Definitely. You're right. Nobody, nothing. Pennywise took the kids underground to play symbolism. Yes. Yes. Wow. I don't know why I didn't think about that. Oh, boy, I feel dumb now. I really do. That's stupid. All right. I'm going to let y'all go. I know it's getting late. What time is it? Oh, it's not that late. But anyway, I know everybody has things to do. Please, if you have anything else to say, first of all, if you want to make a comment, you want to tell me something that is not, let me go back to, if you want to say something that is not in, you don't want it out there, you don't want your name out there, I get it. That's why I used to show everybody's comments with the name to give you credit. I don't want anybody to worry, at night. So if you have some information you don't want to put it out there, you can email me. You can find me on Discord or just ask me what my Discord is. I'll have to probably get a new link. But yeah. And you don't want your name out there, I will not. Okay. There's a lot of people who I do not say where I get my information because I want them to be safe. And they know that. So anyway, but tell me, if especially if you're watching this on the replay, tell me what you think. Do you know about DUMS? Have you ever heard about it? You don't have to put in the information that you know it's horrific, but do you think that it could have played into this? I definitely, looking at that, like, look, just looking at that map, I'm like, holy crap. So that would make sense. That could tie Kagan Klein. Okay, the CP, all of that stuff doesn't mean that he's involved in the unalivings, but like, could it have been? I think there is more than one thing in play. I think we've got a lot of things, and I'll do more videos about that. I think there's a lot of things in play. I don't think it was just one thing. I think it was, like DC is right, tentacles. I think it's a big group of stuff. But were the girls gonna be just, like, kidnapped and moved or sold or whatever? Was that the plan, and then something went horribly wrong and they were unalived? I mean, I don't know. We've got so many nefarious people, so many violent people that I don't know. It's is very possible. Anyway, I hope you all have a lovely, lovely day. Y'all in Indiana, be safe. Y'all, be safe. Be careful. Stay warm. Stay off the roads. Enjoy your weekend. I'm going to be working all weekend, so uh, it is what it is. But yeah, stay safe. I will see you soon. I couldn't tell you what date. I'm working a bunch, but I'm going to try for next Tuesday. Anyway, comment below anything in particular you want to talk about. Let me know. In the meantime, whatever you do, folks, just stay silky. Okay? Bye bye.